the colorful landscape of gaming, I found that there's a sort of spectrum about the type of gamer you can be, casual to competitive. On the casual end, you'll find people in infinite risk-free mobile games, Animal Crossing, Super Mario Bros. Wonder specifically since it has no timer, and more. And on the competitive side, it doesn't really matter since you can play just about any game competitively. But I have found that a few of those games always end up being FPS games, League of Legends, and fighting games like Super Smash Bros. Melee. Why the hell is this on my list?
Happy feet, one more combo. That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco.
Oh my god. Super Smash Bros. Melee is the sequel to Super Smash Bros., which is a fighting game that has Nintendo characters in it, and Super Smash Bros. Melee is no exception to that rule. Coming out during late 2001 to late 2002, it's proved to stand the test of time being really popular in the esports scene, as the game has a high skill ceiling, and is also just really fast with its gameplay. Like, seriously, look at this gameplay. Super Smash Bros. Melee has 26 characters, 12 from Super Smash Bros. And 14 newcomers. But because solely controlling the Sheik, and no different characters with different playstyles, that's why it's 26/14 and not 15/13. The game also has its fair share of modes, one-player modes being Classic Mode, Adventure Mode, All-Star Mode, Event Match, Stadium, and Training, two-player modes being Versus Mode, Special Melee, and Tournament Mode. However, I'm not here to take a look at all of Melee because 1. The game has nearly 300 trophies, 2. How long to beat says it would take 154 hours, and 3. Between you and me, I kinda wanna see why people love being so competitive in a nearly 24-year-old game. And I've played my fair share of Super Smash Bros. Before, so what's a better way of seeing what the hype is about by playing a few games on Final Destination? I mean, certainly it's unlocked from the get-go. What do you mean I need to beat Event 51 to unlock it? Brawl doesn't do that! Clearly Brawl is the better one here. Well, that throws a massive wrench into my plans, but well, let's try to think on the bright side here. If I need to beat 51 events to unlock a single stage, that means I could see what the hype is about by playing the events instead. Yeah, that's a great idea. But first, a few ground rules. First of all, I'm gonna start with the better characters, going down from the tier list in this little chart I have of the characters I enjoy playing as. I grinded Classic Mode to see who I enjoyed playing as. Second of all, I'm only gonna give myself free attempt cents to break the fourth wall. I beat Event 51 last year in August. And third of all, I don't want to spend an ungodly amount of hours trying to complete a random event solely because of a giant skill issue. Now, even though that means I won't be able to paint a perfect picture about my experience on completing every event in Super Smash Bros. Melee, that doesn't mean you shouldn't take what you get. This is my experience. Maybe you'll just so happen to end up with a better or worse experience than me. And maybe you're in the competitive Melee scene yourself and then could have some insight on what to like after spending 2,000 hours or so playing as Fox because he's the best character. Actually, if Fox is the best character in the game, then who's the well, what the fuck did Kirby do, you pieces of shit? Trouble King is the first event in all of Melee. It has you play as Mario fighting a level 1 Bowser, you both have 2 stock, and you just need to defeat King Koopa. Now, this is actually really easy as Bowser is the worst character in all of Melee, being next to Kirby in the tier list F tier, and he's also level 1, which is the easiest a CPU can beat. This is also the first of many where you can try to go for the fastest completion, the world record being 7 seconds and 80 milliseconds. I think that Trouble King is genuinely just fine. At worst you can recreate it in Versus Mode, but it's a fine simple event that even a baby could do. Lord of the Jungle lets you play as a giant DK fighting a smaller level 7 DK. You both have 2 stock, and you need to defeat the tiny DK in 3 minutes to win. This one is not my personal favorite, but that's because you have so little room to move as your giant, and a smaller handful of attacks that will actually hurt the tiny DK. I went with various up and down attacks since they all managed to get the job done. It's just annoying the work grid being so massive, like being a tall person taking a shower. Bombfest is the first event where we can pick our character, which, quick detour to say that every 10 events, I go down a character from the tier list, and then I'm starting to run off because Fox is just too fast for me, and I can't be bothered to practice playing as him. Anyhow, Bombfest has a level 4 Link and level 5 Samus. The 3 of you all have 1 stock, only explosive items appear, and Link and Samus primarily do attacks that have bombs with them. This one is pretty chaotic with how many explosives there are. Not just from Link and Samus, as there's also bombs, motion sensor bombs, and Pokeballs that only have electrodes in them, and Bonsai Bills as the stage hazard. but if they show up, get the hell away as the blast radius is massive, taking up nearly half the stage at any given point, something I learned very quickly. If you do complete this one though, you get the Motion Center Bomb trophy as a reward, which is pretty nice. Dino Wrangling lets you play as any character while you fight a Colossal level 5 Yoshi. You have 3 stocks where Yoshi only has 1 stock. I found this to be very easy by just spamming the same moves over and over again. And since the Colossal Yoshi also has a Colossal hitbox, then with just about anyone on Earth could pick this event up and easily complete it. Spirit Change makes you play as Ness for you in a level 4 Captain Falcon race to get 200 coins in 1 minute, with the both of you having infinite lives. This one is also the first one that involves it being an objective that isn't just defeat this enemy, but this one is just coin battle with a set limit on the amount of coins to get, and this one isn't that special since, besides getting 200 coins for it, you can recreate this one in versus mode. Kirby's on Parade has any character defeat 3 tiny level 8 Kirbys. You have 1 stock, the Kirbys have 2 stocks, and you need to defeat them. Since they have an insanely weak knockback, this one is a lot easier than meets the eye. The world record run for it being 5 seconds and 670 milliseconds long, as Serrano Jim can 66 playing as Fox, thus is down special a lot on the Kirbys. Pokemon Battle has any character fight a level 5 Pikachu using specifically Pokeballs as the only give/take damage, with all of the other methods being disabled. You both also have 2 stock. This one was really fun, and it's really unique too. But if you don't get lucky with what Pokemon you get, or get a hit on Pikachu before he gets a hit on you, you're basically as good as dead because Pokemon show up very quickly, with 12 being on screen at any given time. Throwing Pokeballs down is a pretty okay plan to have, as Pikachu always goes towards the Pokeballs, but again, you need to get lucky here. Hot Day on Brinzel has any character at a false 102% damage, fight a level 5 Samus with a false 140% damage. What
the hell is wrong with you?
Both of you have 3 stocks, and when one of you respawn, you keep the false damage. This one really didn't stand out much to me, but I found the false damage percent to be a bit of a change, but I would just rather play Super Sudden Death. Hide and Seek has any character fight 2 Zeldas, both are level 5 with 1 stock, but you can only KO them when they turn into Sheik. If you KO them as Zelda, they'll just respawn though. There really isn't anything special here other than the whole KO Sheik and not Zelda thing. Sheik is also the 5th best character while Zelda is the 3rd worst character, meaning you need to KO the better character. Every 10 events you need to fight a bunch of characters. These events are called All-Star Match, and in All-Star Match 1, you can pick any character in your arsenal to fight a 1-stock Mario, DK, Yoshi, Peach, and Bowser. You need to defeat all 5 of them one at a time with 4 minutes to do so. Mario and DK are level 1, the other 3 being level 2, with you having 2 stock. These events are all basically sort of mini all-star modes, but with a lot less characters, 1 more stock over the span of 4 minutes. There really isn't anything special about this one, and I think Brawl does the all-star matches better. Like the first one for example does every character from Super Smash Bros. In a single event. The mainly ones are all just random gloop later on, but the first one being a collection of Mario characters is fine. A lot better than later ones. King of the Mountain has any character you pick try to survive for a minute on Icicle Mountain, while 2 level 6 ice climbers try to fight you. Obviously, if you try to KO Popo, the ice climbers will respawn. This event is honestly a welcome change of pace. No fighting, just jumping to avoid the ice climbers, and maybe some fighting. But this one wasn't that challenging, even though it's the 11th one and there's still 40 more after this. I think it would have been nice to have some speed changes here and there. Brawl. Seconds anyone has any character of your liking with 100% damage try to defeat a level 3 Captain Falcon who also has 100% damage in 7 seconds. This one is really easy if you know what move to make, like using Morph Special. I was also reminded of Home Run contests while playing this one, but these are not 1-to-1 obviously. Also, if you're fast enough, you can do this one in about 400 milliseconds by dashing or jumping into Captain Falcon, and then timing a down special from Jigglypuff. Very fast. I managed to get it done in 680 milliseconds with little to no practice. Very impressive. I have bragging rights. Yoshi's Egg has you play as Yoshi who needs to protect an egg from a level 5 Pikachu, level 4 DK, and level 3 Fox. All of you have infinite stocks for 55 seconds, and this is a really annoying 1v3. Especially since Rainbow Cruise is an auto-scrolling stage, so you need to protect the egg from the free CPUs, and save it from the ship when it crashes, and save it from the stage's auto-scroller. It also really doesn't help that the other 3 characters can throw it, This is also the first of many future events I didn't complete in 3 attempts, which is not surprising. This event is not as forgiving as the rest. Trophy Tussle 1 doesn't really change much from the usual Smash Bros. Format, except the stage. You, 2 level 3 CPU, and 1 level 2 CPU all fight on top of a Goomba. The CPU obviously target you, and you all have 2 stock, basically making a 3-minute long 2 stock 1v3. The Goomba has a very weird Goomba shape to it, making it so the area you can stand on is really cramped with no edges to grab. And instead of being a flat just landscape, it's kind of like finding it on a rounded up air, but there isn't much to it other than its weird shape. Gold Power has you play as any character sized down to tiny size, fighting a level 4 Samus, Zelda, and level 3 Peach. All of you have 2 stock. This is basically like the last one, but now in an actual stage and you're tiny. There really isn't anything special at all other than a bunch of women fighting you. God, I wish that were me.
You can't keep on doing this.
Event 16 Kirby's Air Raid is named after Kirby's Air Ride, and in the event you play as Kirby fighting 10 level 5 Kirbys, all with 1 stock. They walk back and forth, and the only way you can damage/KO them is by using warp stars, but with 38 seconds this one becomes a real time crunch. But I think that this one is a pretty fun event, and is more of a minigame than just regular fighting with some slight gimmick to its name. Bounty Hunters has you play as Samus, with a level 7 Captain Falcon as your ally. Both you and the CPU trying to take down a level 6 Bowser in 2 minutes, but you need to be the one to KO Bowser to win, which I really like. But sadly, I didn't finish this in 3 attempts, but that's a given as Captain Falcon here is a level 7 CPU. God, I am not good at this game. Link's Adventure has you play as a 2-stock Link, having to fight against a level 8 Dark Link, also in 2 stocks. In order to win you need to defeat the Dark Link. Obviously this one is basically like all of the various Dark Link battles from all of the various The Legend of Zelda games, but in Super Smash Bros. Melee. There isn't anything much of this one other than it's really difficult as Dark Link is a level 8 CPU, and you can basically recreate this one in Versus mode. But I had a lot of fun in this one and even won, but I'm crediting that to just how big Temple is. A big stage with lots of room to run around and avoid the enemy in. Peach's Pyro has you play as Mario fighting a level 7 Bowser, who has infinite stocks, to protect a level 1 Peach who only has 1 stock, as she walks back and forth. This is honestly a really fun event, besides the whole dying at the last second in my first attempt thing. This one feels like a better version of Yoshi's Egg, as it's on the ever so iconic final destination, and Peach is pacing endlessly, meaning you need to work with her walking to protect her from Bowser. And yeah, technically I didn't complain it this time around, but I basically got 99.9% there. Not doing the whole 9 yards. Also match 20. I cannot believe we're already here. Wow, time flies. You play as any character fighting Samus, Link, Zelda, Captain Falcon, and Fox. All of them 1 stock. However, Captain Falcon and Fox are level 5, Zelda is level 4, Link is level 3, and Samus is level 2. And like last time, you need to defeat all of them 1 at a time in 4 minutes with 2 stocks. I don't have much to add as this is basically sort of like 10 but a little different. This one was harder because Captain Falcon and Fox, who need I remind you is the best character in Melee, are level 5. Also not surprising that every fail was on Fox's section too. Not surprising at all. Icebreaker has you play as any character with 1 stock trying to defeat specifically the Nanas and not the Popos from the 2 Ice Climbers. Which for people who don't know which Ice Climbers who, this one is Nana and this one is Popo. One of the Ice Climbers is level 1, the other is level 2, and both have 1 stock. If you KO one of the Popos level, you get a game over. Oh, and there's only 1 minute to do this. Icebreaker is really annoying as all the Ice Climbers do is just jump in place and stay together. And it feels like no matter how many times I try to separate them, they're like 2 pieces of metal welded together by the cold bitterness that is Ice Climber. Like seriously, look at this, it's beyond ludicrous. With better characters and not Zelda separating them, it is a bit easier but still. It also doesn't help that when it makes a Bontables doing their thing, because this is on Peach's Castle, I also somehow forgot that the Nanas need to be KO'd, and not both of them. I am so dumb. Super Mario 128 has you play with 1 stock, fighting exactly 128 level 3 Marios, all with 1 stock, coming in 3 to 5 pairs, and down moves are key here as they're all tiny. DK's down special is probably one of the better attacks here as you're guaranteed to hit in front of and behind you, as this visualization of the attack's hitbox shows. But this one is fine, it's fun, I like it, but it doesn't have anything to write home about. Slippery's invention can go like poison ivy. It has you fight Fox and Falco while they're invisible, A and being level 4 with 2 stock. Fox is the best character in the game, with Falco being the 3rd best, and since they're invisible, you might as well go to your local ssbm tournament blindfolded, because that's basically what you're doing here. It's unfair, and the invisibility being inconsistent doesn't help any. Fuck, this one sucks. Yoshi's Sword has you play as any character, while you need to fight 30 level 4 Yoshis over the course of 2 minutes, all of you with 1 sock. The stage here really isn't in your favor as it's Yoshi's Island, which has destructible blocks here and there, and just how many Yoshis you need to fight. This one also feels like the kind of event where the Yoshis would have insane knockback, but for whatever reason they don't. Thankfully I got it lucky a couple of times with a Pokeball, so doing this one was easier, but still it's not like you're going to be helped doing this. Gargantuan's has you play as a giant Bowser with 1 stock, needing to defeat a giant 2 stock level 9 DK, while a tiny 1 stock level 8 Mario and Peach roam the rooftops of 4 side. Because you and the DK are giant, you don't have much room to move here, and since the DK is level 9, you can just get stuck in place as the DK attacks you, and you have nowhere to go. But I got insanely lucky as the DK accidentally threw himself into the void. Who would have thought the King Kong shot would have worked here? Fitting. Trophy Tussle 2 is the ever so infamous sequel to Trophy Tussle. It has you play as any character with 2 stock fighting 3 random CPU. 1 is level 4, 1 is level 5, and 1 is level 6, all 3 of them having 3 stock. This is again a free-for-all, but the CPU targets you, and you all fight on the anti-trophy, which you get after completing this event. The stage is a lot flatter than the previous Trophy Tussle, but the difficulty here is that the CPU is at a higher level than last time. But like last time, this is just a 1v3 with 3 minutes to win, and winning is very easy with the baseball bat, not necessarily the item. Cole Armor has you play as a 1 stock Samus fighting 3 metal Samuses. 2 of them are level 3, and 1 is level 5, all 3 of them being 2 stock, and you need to defeat all 3 to win. Because of the fact that your other 3 Samuses are metal, they're heavier. I had a lot of fun on this one even though I couldn't tell the 3 Samuses apart. I honestly felt like this one was a really even matchup, and I enjoyed having the space I needed to run away, despite getting done in a stage rotating to certain angles every so often. Puffballs Unite has you play as any character to fight 14 level 4 1-stock Corbys. Each Corby has a different copy ability, and you fight 4 of them at any given time. I found this one to be more annoying than anticipated, and it's basically a 1v4. But Daniel, Corby's the second worst character in the game. Yeah, you're right. But have 3 level 4 Corbys fight a lone level 9 Fox. Sure, Fox is gonna win most of the time, but it's not like he's gonna have his win handed to him on a silver platter. Triforce Gathering has you play as a 1-stock Link with a level 7 1-stock Zelda/Sheik as your ally. The both of you fighting a 2-stock level 8 Ganondorf. Obviously Ganondorf needs to lose, but even Zelda can't. Also, if you complete this event, you can end up unlocking Ganondorf, who, to my shock, is an actually okay character competitively. But I find him way too slow and stiff to even consider using. That 14th spot ain't gonna help a great evil be my main. Also, match 30 starts to be an obvious turn in the event's difficulty. You play as any character fighting Kirby, Pikachu, Ness, and Ice Climbers, all of them 1 stock. However, Kirby and Pikachu are level 8, Ness is level 7, and Ice Climbers are level 8. And like the last 2 times, you need to defeat all 8 of them 1 at a time in 4 minutes with 2 stocks. I don't have much to add again, other than that this one was a bit harder than the previous 2, and I only won this event because Popo, the blue ice climber, couldn't keep up with Icicle Mountain's auto-scroller. Mario Bros. Madness sounds a lot like a fan game where Mario is fucked up and there's blood and guns and drugs.
And if you do drugs, you go to hell before you die.
But it isn't. Any character of your choosing has infinite stocks, and you need to fight a level 5 Mario and Luigi, also with infinite stocks, aiming to get more points than them in 2 minutes. And in case I need to spell it out for you, this is another event you can recreate in Versus mode. Nothing more I have to add than that. Target Acquired has a Falcon with infinite stock trying to KO a level 6 infinite stock Jigglypuff with a full 70% damage more time than the various R-Rings do in a minute. And I found this one to be really unique from most of the other events in this game, but it was really easy to do. Keep in mind this is a 4th best character in the game versus the stage has of the KO is still Jigglypuff, but it's really good still. Lethal Marathon can go play Froggle.
In real life.
You play as Captain Falcon as you races to the end of the F-Zero Grand Prix, and you have 45 seconds to do this, but the game is at double speed. And I timed it. You don't have 45 seconds. You have 15. 15 fucking seconds. Despite this one being unique, it's beyond difficult because it's at double speed, meaning you need to be fast and memorize where to jump onto the various platforms before the F-Zero machines kill. And it doesn't help that I don't like playing as Captain Falcon for the same reasons as Ganondorf. For some reason, I feel like the fact that Ganon is a clone of Captain Falcon plays a big role in this. Well, let's just see what the world record does in order to complete the...
Everything just needs to be perfect for it, though.
Oh my dear god, it is just getting lucky when you get hit by the F-Zero machines. 7 years is how long the time skip in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is, and that makes sense as in this event you fight 11-9 Link and Young Link, both of you having 3 stocks. Even though in the tier list Link and Young Link are literally back to back, I'm not good enough to fight 11-9 CPU, but I did manage to win this one, despite the unfair difficulty I'm going up against. But again, this is another one you can recreate in Versus mode. Time for a checkup as you play as a 1-stock Luigi fighting a level 8 1-stock Dr. Mario and Peach in 3 minutes. And god, a lot of these are so easy to remake in Versus mode. At the very least, they're going for a more Doctor angle with this one, but still, you can do this in Versus mode. Also, I have literally no idea how I managed to get 30 seconds in this one, but apparently the world record involves you making both Dr. Mario and Peach falling off the ledge. Somehow. Space Travelers has you play as Ness fighting a level 2 Samus, level 3 Kirby, level 4 Fox, level 5 Captain Falcon, and level 7 Falco. You need to defeat all of them one at a time and I hate this one. To start, it's basically an all-star match, and I don't like playing as Ness. He's just so floaty, not a fan. And also the gaps in between the buildings make using his up special next to impossible. Legendary Pokemon lets you play as any 1-stock character fighting 2 giant wireframe fighters, one being a level 3 and another being a level 2, and a level 7 Jigglypuff all with a 2 stock. You need to defeat all of them and your reward is unlocking Pikachu. There are tons of Pokeballs in this event, and that's why Jigglypuff is here, to use them as the wireframe fighters can't. In the Pokeballs there's mostly legendary Pokemon, like the event name, except every now and then there's a Wobbuffet. But if you get one legendary, this event is 90% done. Not 100% because knockback on your enemies isn't insane. To be entirely honest though, I felt like this event was a much more freeing version of Event 7 as you don't need to use just Pokeballs here. Kinda funny how it only took 30 events for most or all Pokeballs gimmick to finally work. Super Mario Bros. 2 is named after Super Mario Bros. 2, and you can play as any character fighting Mario, Luigi, and Peach. They have 2 stocks and are all on level 5. Oh, and Friendly Fire is on. Again, this is just a 1v3, and Friendly Fire doesn't do anything to make it unique compared to a Versus mode alternative, as Friendly Fire can be turned on in Versus mode. Jigglypuff Life has you play as a Jigglypuff with 3 stock, fighting 3 other Jigglypuffs on 3 stock. One is on level 5, another level 4, you need to defeat all 3 of them, and this you all have lowered launch resistance. Take a wild guess as to what I have to think about this, it's another 1v3. Oh god, it seems like so many of these are basically recreatable in Versus mode. Also Match 4 is the second to last Also match. You play as any character fighting Moth, Luigi, Jigglypuff, Mewtwo, and Mr. Game & Watch. All of them 1 stock. But now the CPs are kinda, in theory, easier? I don't know, but Jigglypuff and Mewtwo are level 6, Mr. Game & Watch is level 7, and Moth and Luigi are level 5. And like the last few times, you need to defeat all of them one at a time in 4 minutes with 2 stocks. I don't have much to add again. Other than now we have a level 7 CPU, and God has you play as a 2-stock Moth fighting a level 9 2-stock Link. And obviously I ended up not having the best time. Did nearly win once though, before proceeding to get very lucky with Link failing to grab the edge. But yeah, this one is also easily recreatable in Versus mode. What's even the event here? It just seems like you need to rely on your imagination to know why the event is doing its thing. Oh wait, the description says the Lilith Moth challenges Link in a battle of Steel. You can just do it in Versus mode! Moth isn't even that hard to unlock, just go to Classic mode and then leave with all 14 characters you start with! Trouble King 2 is the sequel to Trouble King, and to think it only took 41 events. Here you play as a 2-stock Luigi fighting a giant level 7 2-stock Bowser, and all you need to do is to defeat the giant Bowser on Pokefloats of all stages. Because Bowser is giant, that means his hitbox is also giant. But Bowser takes up so much space that it's like when you need to shimmy out of your car because your door can only open a few inches. It's basically just luck being able to complete this event in my opinion. And the world record proves that, hasn't it? Bowser basically gets tricked into dropping into the void, and or ground pounding himself into the void. Once again, Brawl does it better, as it's a Trouble King event, just as 2 from the get-go. Birds of Prey has you play as a 2-stock Fox, fighting a level 5 Captain Falcon and Falco, both with 2 stock. You need to defeat 2 of these, and I suck at playing as Fox. But this one is more so on me than the event. It feels more like a 25 to 35 event, not in the last 10. And again, this is not a 1v2. Nothing else besides that. Mewtwo Strikes lets you play as any character, fighting a level 9 1-stock Zelda/Sheik and a level 8 1-stock Mewtwo. You just need to defeat Mewtwo to win, and he shows up after the first 15 seconds. And for whatever reason, Zelda is level 9, despite the fact that Mewtwo is the main focus of this event. Looks like someone has an ego problem. This event is also named after the Pokemon movie Mewtwo Strikes Back. And I haven't seen it. What? I don't play RPGs because of the turn-based fighting part. And if you made it this far, that means you're either asleep, in which case, sleep well, thanks for the watch time, or you really wanted to watch another white boy talk about video games. And if you love watching me talk about video games, then you'll love watching me play them live at twitch.tv/annual_Daniel. I'm streaming all sorts of stuff in there, but I have a series called The RPG That Wins Me Over, where I play through various RPGs like Pokemon for example, to see if they can win me over. Check it out if you want. Both it and my VOD channel will be in my link tree, which is in the description. See you there! I don't know what happened, I blacked out and woke up with a copy of Pokemon Fire Red. Oh shit, a Rattata! Game & Watch Forever has us play as a 3-stock Mr. Game & Watch fighting 25 level 3 1-stock Mr. Game & Watches, and there can be 3 other Mr. Game & Watches on screen. You also get the Game & Watch trophy for completing this event. I found Mr. Game & Watch's neutral special to be pretty good for this, as the other MGWs get close to you, and the sausages he cooks just so happen to sort of close to you. But the other MGW started doing his forward tilt, which insta-killed me. So this one is more so luck-based and hopes you don't get unlucky and have this happen. And whatever. Mr. Game & Watch is a hard-working family man and is already on my hear me out cake. You know, thinking about it, the age gap makes that a big problem. Ugh. Fire Emblem Pride has you play as any character with 3 stocks, fighting a level 5 Moth and Roy, both with 3 stocks also. Another 1v2, this gameplay isn't even from the event, it's from the versus mode way of doing this. Trophy Tussle 3 is the final Trophy Tussle event, and has us play as any character fighting a 3 random CPU. One is level 7, one is level 6, and one is level 8, all 3 of them having 2 stock. This is again a free-for-all, but the CPU targets you, and this time you all find in the Majora's Mask trophy. Ooh, nice, good game. What you get after completing the event. This stage is a lot more oddly shaped Trophy Tussle, but the difficulty here again lies with the CPU. The stage being somewhat cramped doesn't do much, but like the last time, this is just a 1v3 with 3 minutes to win. I do think that the mask is interesting to fight on. It's a bit rounded at the top, the middle being a sort of fight but has 2 spikes here. Also, the 2 sides have spikes in them, so you end up having some way of not being doomed if you go off the stage. Until you actually go off the stage. Pikachu and Pichu are the reason I bit into a battery once. No, I am not okay. Yes, I did that. I wanted superpowers, god damn it! You can play as any character, dealing with a level 9 Pikachu with infinite stock protecting a level 6 and level 5 1-stock Pichu from you. You need to defeat the Pichus, but they stay far away from you, only attacking if you get close, or if one of them gets KO'd. This event is basically next to impossible for me to complete as Pikachu is a level 9 Pikachu, and the Pichus hide from me like little cowards. No one cares if you're the 5th, 4th character in the game, give me a damn break. All-Star Match Deluxe is the final All-Star Match in Melee. You play as any character fighting Dr. Mario, Falco, Pichu, Young Link, Roy, and Ganondorf. All of them 1-stock now with Dr. Mario and Falco being level 7, Pichu and Young Link being level 8, and Roy and Ganondorf being level 9. And like the last 4 times, you need to defeat all of them one at a time in 4 minutes with 2 stocks. I don't have much to add yet again as this event is really difficult, and with my last attempt only picking it up to Pichu. Very annoying, next to impossible for me to do so. And I only say next to because, again, to break the free-for-all, I did beat it. A Final Destination match is the second to last event in Super Smash Bros. Melee. You can play as any character with 1 stock fighting a level 5 Master Hand and Crazy Hand at the same time, both of them having 300 HP, and obviously you need to defeat them to win. Unlike Classic Mode, both are there from the start of the event. That's the difference, as in Classic mode, Crazy Hand doesn't join until Master Hand is under 150 HP. And this one was just balls to the walls difficult, but it wasn't surprisingly annoying. I did have an attempt that lasted 6 seconds though. Wow, I'm bad at this game. Ready? Event 51, the Showdown. In this event you play as any character with free stock, fighting a level 5 Ganondorf, level 5 Mewtwo, and level 6 Giga Bowser, all 3 of them also with free stock, and you need to defeat all 3 of them to win. For that, you get the Final Destination stage and trophy. And holy shit is it difficult. Even with Jigglypuff's down special being so OP and a great choice to take care of Giga Bowser, you still need to take care of Mewtwo and Ganondorf, which is just harder for me as I end up with about 1 stock by the time Giga Bowser is gone. But I did beat this one, it's just really difficult. Hey, me again. A while ago, I was looking for my screenshots of various video games, Super Smash Bros. Melee being in that little bunch, and I came across a few screenshots. This first set of Master Hand being in Event 51 the Showdown, and the second one not too long after the first one, saying, the gateway to Final Destination has now been opened. Now obviously seeing these 2 screenshots back to back leads me to believe that in my frustration of trying to complete this event, I caved and said, fine, I will just figure out how to play as Master Hand to beat the event. Which, to my shock, whoa, you just saw the screenshots. Am I surprised by this? Absolutely not. Did I technically cheat? Absolutely. Do I care that I cheated in a 24-year-old game doing something in single player or not online or with people or competitively? No. No, I do not. And don't think I'm gonna pull the world record card here again, because the speedruns of this event also use Jigglypuff for the same reason. And guess what? Guess the fuck what, dear viewer. It's basically a 1v2 by the time Giga Bowser was out of the picture. What the fuck is it with so many of these events basically being recreatable in Versus mode? How many of these events can you even recreate in Versus mode in the first place? Hold on, let me find out. '28! Just over half of them are able to be recreated in a near 1-to-1 state in Versus mode. Fuck! Super Smash Bros. Melee is definitely still a very fun game when you're not getting wombo comboed by lines of code with a fucking WaveBoard wireless controller. And I think the event showed it off well, as you have a wide variety of events. Fun gimmicks, basically just intense battles, how the hell would you even go about remaking this in Versus mode, whatever the trophy tussle events are, but I still just don't understand why people have decided this to be one of the most popular competitive Smash games. I don't know, maybe it's just a me thing, but let's see what the other 4 Smash games have in store. Okay, 64 only allows 1 stage, Brawl has random tripping, Super Smash Bros. 4 has DLC characters be the best, and Ultimate also has that, but people are really upset by it. Okay, no, yeah, Melee just does competitive stuff better. And that checks out, this game is 24 years old, meaning it's had plenty of time to find its footing with that sort of thing. It's a very fast-paced, in-your-face footing, and it has nostalgic value to people. Wait. That's why I like Brawl so much! Damn. I'm sorry, Melee fans. I just thought you were a bunch of anthropomorphic animal fans. Which is also fine, just don't be a weirdo. In terms of all 51 events, however, it really depends on your skill, getting lucky, and just throwing yourself at them however many times are needed. That's how I managed to beat every single event I had trouble on, but I got so incredibly angry completing them, because on paper they're easy, but clearly in practice it would be easier to get Melee Kirby to S tier. The events in Super Smash Bros. Melee didn't blow me out of the water though. 28 can be recreated in Versus mode, and besides different sizes and knockbacks, they all just sort of blend together in my head. And if I had to get my hands on Final Destination along with all the other unlocks in Melee, I would just figure out how to get a speedrun.com save onto a working GameCube. And I don't want to do it again because the events taught me why the 2000s were a lot more anti-rogue. And considering how common rage bait is nowadays, it looks like Melee is still in the menu. In terms of an online library, you see, way back on the April 2nd Direct for the Nintendo Switch 2, they revealed that the GameCube is going to be getting an online library. meaning there's a very real chance Super Smash Bros. Melee can be played on a Nintendo Switch too, including impossible online support too. That's really how I'm going to get good enough to do all of the events in one single go. All you need to do is get my hands on a Switch 2 pre-order and then just wait for a while. This is going to go great!